I'm going to do an interesting video tonight. I'm going to try to make our dinner to feed myself, my husband, and our 3 teenage boys, 15, 16, and 17-year-old boys, for about $15 to $16 for the entire meal. I'm going to do a main course, a vegetable, a salad, and dessert. So wish me luck. We usually have 1 or 2 people who join us for dinner, friends down the street, some of the kids' friends. So I usually try to make a little extra. So I'm going to include all of that in my totals. And if they don't eat with us, then we will have leftovers, which I really like to have because the kids get hungry before bedtime. So I'm going to start making some oven fries, and I've got 3 pounds of potatoes here. I'm going to cut them into wedges and put them on sheet trays and sprinkle some seasoned salt and olive oil on them. I have my oven preheating to 350. I got a 20-pound bag of potatoes about a week ago, and I paid $3 for it. So that was a really good price on the potatoes. So this 3 pounds of potatoes is about 45 cents worth of potatoes. Your potatoes might be a little more expensive. You may find some even cheaper than that. But just keep in mind, potatoes are really inexpensive. This is enough for 2 of these sheet trays. And sorry, this is so stained. I've used these over and over and over. 2 of these sheet trays just packed full. And it's only 3 pounds of potatoes. And I can guarantee we will have leftovers. I did this one day last week, and we had leftovers. So let me get started cutting the potatoes, and I will show you what they look like. I have the potatoes cut, and I sprinkled them with some seasoned salt, and I drizzled a little extra virgin olive oil on top of them. And I'm just kind of tossing them around, making sure all of them have some seasoning and some oil. I'm going to do both trays, and then I'm going to stick them in the oven for a little while. I'm not sure exactly how long, just until they're done. I'll take them out and check them every once in a while and see how they're doing. Now, in the cost of this, I'm not including the cost of the olive oil or the seasoned salt, because that would just be too minute to really even calculate. I guess I probably could, but I'm trying to make this easy and have fun, and show what can be done with less than 20 bucks. And why would I put myself through that kind of hassle if I don't have to? So, so I'm not going to do that. Now, if you want to, feel free, and in the comments below, tell me how much you spent. But so anyway, these are ready to go in the oven, and then next I'm going to get started on dessert. I've got dessert almost ready. I love having desserts in individual containers. It makes it much easier to portion control. And once again, I am turning to my little half-pint jars. I have a package of raspberries that I paid 99 cents for at Aldi today. They were on sale. And then I took 3 apples, and I cut them up into little pieces. And because my kids really like things sweet, I'm going to put just a little dot of honey on top of the fruit in each of the cups. I tasted the apples, and they're a little sour, a little tart, which I really like, but the kids really like sweet desserts. And the raspberries are not quite as sweet as I wanted them to be, so I'm just going to put a little dab of honey in each one on top of the fruit. And then here is some of my homemade yogurt. It turned out a little thinner than I wanted it to. It's the thickness of like a really thick pancake batter, which is fine for this dessert because it's all going to meld together anyway. If I were going to do it again, I would probably want it to be thicker. I have strained this, but it's still really, really thin. I'm going to make another batch using whole milk. This is I use 2% milk in this, and see if that makes a difference. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try not to make a mess. Take the yogurt and put it on top of the fruit. I make these a lot for breakfasts. I used to take these to work with me, or take yogurt to work with me every day, and then when I discovered doing this, I started making these and taking them, and they're so much better for you, and so much cheaper. So you can get the idea. I'm just going to spoon some yogurt on top of each one of these, and then I'm going to fill it about almost to the top. And then, again, because my kids like things sweet, I'm going to pour a little bit more honey on top of them. You could certainly leave this out if you like a really tart yogurt, which I do. I'm just going to make this for the kids like this. And then right before we serve it, I'm going to take some the Honey Crunch and Oats cereal and sprinkle some of that on top of each person's yogurt, or let them do it. So it'll have the fruit, the yogurt, the sweetness, the crunch from the cereal, and that's dessert. And I love desserts like this. I love breakfasts like this, and I love snacks like this. And able to get 7 little jars out of each one of these, so there'll be a little extra for snacks for my husband and me. I won't tell the kids. I'm kidding. So I'm going to finish up dessert and get these in the fridge chilling, and then I'm going to get started on the main course. For the main course, I'm going to use this thin sliced beef. I got this from Aldi, and it is $4.49 a pound. So this package was $8.13. I use this a lot of times for beef stroganoff if I want to do something really quickly. I use it for steak fajitas, steak tacos, steak quesadillas, lots of different things. So tonight I'm going to use it for my sandwiches. And what I'm going to do is rinse this off and dry it, because I want it to go into the pan and brown a little bit instead of just stewing. So I want it to be really dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will bring you right back. While the the sliced beef is draining on some paper toweling, I'm going to go ahead and start on the onions and the bell peppers. And I'm going to use this monster bell pepper that I got at Aldi today. It was in a 3-pack. You can see, you can compare this is a big joker. This is a normal sized bell pepper. It fits nicely in my hand and it looks nice and lovely. Here's my scale. It's set on ounces, and this weighs a little over 8 ounces, 8.15 ounces. Okay, I think that's probably pretty normal. This granddaddy bell pepper barely fits in my hand. And it weighs, here we go. Well, there we go. 13.51 ounces. This is a huge bell pepper. I don't know why that strikes me as funny, but it really, really does. So, in all honesty, when I'm figuring out the cost of this dish, I'm going to take the cost of the bell peppers and say that I used half of it because this is such a big bell pepper. So that's just funny to me. Okay, so I have washed my bell pepper. I've washed my onion. I'm going to slice those. I'm also going to chop up a little bit of garlic. This is garlic that I grew in my garden last year. I have this much left and one more bulb, and then that's it from the homegrown garlic. We have plenty more coming on from the garden now, but it's still going to be a few months before we can harvest that, so I'll probably end up having to buy some garlic before my garlic comes in, usually probably about the end of June. So let me go ahead and get these vegetables sliced up, and then I will bring you back when I'm ready to go to the next step. Okay, I have my beef in a cast iron skillet. I'm going to cook this really quickly. This pan's really hot, and I just turned the heat up a little bit. I put a little seasoned salt on the beef. And while this is cooking, I'm going to wash the bowl that I had it in because I'm going to pull it out while I'm cooking the peppers and onions. So I'm going to reuse that bowl. So I'm going to let this cook, and I'll bring you right back. Cooked the meat. Now I have my skillet back on medium-high heat, and a little more olive oil. And here come the onions and the peppers. And I'm just going to cook these until they are soft. Probably put a little seasoned salt on them as well, and just get these nice and soft. Cooked my onions and my bell peppers. I put about 3 cloves of garlic that I chopped really fine in here, and I put a little more salt and pepper in it. Now I'm going to add back all of the beef. Just a little off it. And I'm going to toss this around, get everything mixed up, and I'll bring you right back. I've mixed the peppers and onions with the beef. And now I'm going to put on the kids' favorite, some cheese, provolone cheese. I've turned this off, and I'm just going to put a few slices of cheese on top of this mixture, and then I'm going to pop it in the oven and melt it. And there's my husband enjoying his evening at home. So there's the cheese. And I'm going to stick this in the oven. The fries are done. Excuse my dirty oven. I haven't cleaned it. I'm going to stick that in there. Let the cheese melt. And then I'm going to toast up the hoagie rolls, and then we'll be ready to eat. And I will have everything on the table. I will figure out how much it cost, and I'll report that back. I'm done with preparing this meal. I went ahead and heated up both packages of the deli rolls. This will probably be for leftovers, but I wanted to make sure we had plenty. So my totals include everything, and the entire package of cheese and the whole salad, which I'm sure we will probably not eat all of tonight, and this stuff will probably be gone by the end of the night, but we'll see. So I spent a total of $18.19, and that is for the main course, the cheese-covered beef with peppers and onions and garlic, the deli rolls, some more provolone cheese, fries, oven-baked fries, and a nice big salad. Plus, don't forget the little dessert cups that I have in the fridge. So all of that for $18.19. And this will probably feed, I know it will feed us 5 and probably a couple of their friends. So thank you so much for watching. Fly high, Pooh Bear. A quick little update on dinner. We had a lot left over. We have about half of the meat and vegetables left over. An entire, probably a whole bag of the rolls. Still a lot of salad left. Of course, I knew we'd have a lot of salad left. About half the plate of fries and still plenty more cheese. And nobody's even eaten dessert yet. So everybody was full. So you could probably do this meal if you have younger kids or not as many people eating as we do. You could probably do this meal for about 10 bucks. Now, it was only 5 of us eating tonight, but trust me, there will be kids in here later on eating some more. They usually eat one more time before they go to bed, and this looks like plenty for Ron to take for lunch tomorrow too. So that's just a quick update. I wanted to show you how inexpensive this meal really was, judging by what we ate. If you have younger kids, or you don't eat as much as my boys do, seriously, you could do this for 10 bucks and eat, and everybody would be really full. And as it is now, we're going to have lots of leftovers, and we still have dessert to eat. So thanks again for watching. Fly high, Pooh Bear.